Después de la gran acogida que tuvo la segunda edición de nuestro Congreso Internacional de Transporte de Carga, hemos decidido regalarles a todos ustedes cada una de las intervenciones de nuestros ponentes durante esta jornada celebrada en días pasados. Y para ello, el día de hoy traemos para todos ustedes la intervención de Chris DeWhite, director global de la Worldwide Alliance, quien nos hace una reflexión muy interesante acerca del panorama global de la cadena de suministro. Y antes de empezar, no olviden suscribirse a nuestro canal, darle clic a ese botón de like y no perderse ninguno de los episodios que preparamos para todos ustedes. Y sin más, bienvenidos a esta, su cápsula informativa de MAG Neutral Shipping.
Very welcome, my pleasure. You know, the good news is that, I'm dealing here with a lot of professionals in the industry, right? So no need for me or anybody else to explain basically what's going on, what we are dealing with. And obviously following the great presentation by Daniel Garcia, I think, who gave a fantastic overview of all the issues that we are dealing with. So also, I don't know when this is all going to go back to normal, right? So I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot predict the future, right? So it is we are dealing with it. We're dealing with it the best way we can, and we hope that things kind of settle down a little bit. But I'm sure basically, I guess same as you guys, we seem to be more popular now than before, right? Against friends and family. When I don't know about you guys, but when I used to say, when people ask me, Chris, what are you doing? I said, I work in logistics. People normally moved on as they basically had no clue what logistics was all about. So that was it. But now, basically, these same people want me to explain everything. We saw in the evening news this, we read that. What is going on? So many questions. I'm sure you, with your friends, with your family, you're dealing with, also, of course, with your customers, but basically no easy answers, right? So is it all questions like, is it all due to COVID? Is it all due to Corona? I saw a picture, 60 large container ships in front of the port of LA and Long Beach. Why is that, Chris? And then that ship, I believe it was from Evergreen, that was in the Suez Canal, all blocking everything. How can that be? And then some other wise guys, get your act together, Chris. We are waiting for our furniture now for 3 months already. Why, Chris? Can't you help me? And so many more questions, right? So again, that is our industry. That's what we are dealing with. I would say it's quite complex, right? So to say the least. But again, good we are dealing with all of you, with all professionals. So you guys have as many answers as I have. You're dealing with it in the same way we are dealing with. But before I continue, I also like to congratulate basically all of you, basically all of us, right? So from seafarers, people navigating the ships, the warehouse personnel, to all of you, to all the big shots at the freight forwarders, any logistics company worldwide. It's difficult. It has been a very stressful and difficult time, but at the end we are dealing with it. And I think we are dealing with it okay. Also, it's a little bit inherent to our industry. Every shipment is not the same. Every shipment has issues. There is not, it seems like every shipment has its own story. Right now, obviously, with all this going on, a lot of new hurdles popping up, and every hurdle needs every objection, every issue requires new solutions. And it has been non-stop for, basically since the beginning of last year, right? So it's been crazy, fun, and all that stuff. And especially working with the circumstances we are dealing with. We're all kind of social animals. We like to be around people. We like to meet people. We like to sit in conference rooms. We like to hear people. We like to see people in the eyes. We get energy from people. And right now, we basically, most of the time, just looking at the screen, basically, as we are doing now. But we're adjusting, right? So, which is good. And again, with all these changes, I would say there has been a cost, right? So all this has come with a price tag, basically. Not only increasing in cost of ocean freight costs, surcharges, PSS, all that stuff that we are dealing with on a global way every day, rates going up. And again, I think Daniel showed a few terrific slides that shows all those charges that are going up, and then it's all up to us and you guys to pass it on to your BCOs, to your customers, etc. But not only ocean freight, obviously there is warehousing costs, there is labor shortage in a lot of places, salaries go up, trucking availability, cost of trucking going up. I mean, it's not just related, as we all know, in one country, in one region, but it is global, right? So, which is what our industry is. We are all global freight forwarders. So now we are dealing with ocean freight, international business. So it all has an effect on us. But next to that, the cost of the product, I would say, and maybe we don't focus on it enough, there has also been a human cost, right? So I touched on it a little bit earlier, but to me it's very important. At the end, we are a group of people, we are humans, we are individuals, and first of all, working at home is might be convenient for some, but I can assure you, for plenty, it's been extremely difficult, right? So I'm lucky to sit in a nice office here, but I can assure you, as you all know, most of the people in our industry and in any country, in certain countries or anywhere in the world, basically, they end up working at the kitchen table, right? So not only them, but also their spouse, their wife, their husband does the same, basically face to face. Then you the ones with small kids, they have the kids running around, or other kids also with a laptop online, virtual school, doing their homework, doing their schoolwork. It's been stressful. In the past, at least, when we went to the office, we could say the day started when we entered the office, or maybe with a phone call, or driving to the office, etc. And the day kind of stopped when we left the office. But right now, it's all blurry, right? So I'm sure you're dealing with that as well. When does the day start? When does the day end? And for all of us in our industry and giving the service we give to our customers, actually the day never ends, right? So, and it's good to do it for a couple months, and it's good to do it maybe for 6 months, but right now it's becoming the norm, and I think it definitely it comes with a cost. Also, just little things like having lunch, sitting in the lunchroom in the office, having lunch with colleagues. There's always a funny guy. There is always somebody who tells a joke, to kind of take the pressure off. No quick chats at the water cooler anymore. Even no office gossip. Maybe some of you missed that, right? So so basically the stress at work has increased, right? So for us, dealing with all this stuff, and not like our job was easy before all this started, but also I would say we're all dealing with a lot more stress at home, right? So and it is something that I believe we as management, I believe most of you we have to have an ear for that. And I think we also need to sometimes take time and talk to somebody. Just as if you're managers or anybody, call one of your employees and just ask a few questions, not related to work. So people create that bond again. And I think it's very underrated, and I think it has to happen. It should happen. But it's on the other side, you could say it's bad news. We're dealing with all these things, but is it really bad news for everybody? Not really, right? So when you look at some of the financial results of one of the, for example, the carriers or the shipping lines, just using Maersk as an example, it has been a perfect storm for them, right? So all these things, they ended up, like I mentioned Maersk Line. I mean, it's a public company, so they kind of share their data, their financial results. I think they're going to report like $16 billion profit, which is just incredible. The the and what is and that is actually more than what it has been. It's more than what it has been for the last 8 or 9 years for them, right? So also to a smaller degree, companies, any other company in our industry, like us, like other ones, like the freight forwarders, we've seen we've seen also increases in financial results, which actually gives more stability to our industry overall. Which if there is one good thing, it is that. But why has that been, right? So why do we see these why do we see these extra profits? I think, we've all dealt with our customers. It's all, I think, in the past it's always been, we always made ourselves believe that it is, as long as we give a good product and we give good service, price is secondary. But the reality was always that actually price took a priority, right? However, now, instead of price, it is space, right? So, and that is what actually that is actually what has made the biggest change, and pays the bills, basically. So right now, the one basically who pays the most gets the space. Importers, exporters, all of you put tremendous pressure on you guys, on the freight forwarders, on us as NVOCCs. They want their goods to come at whatever cost. If Be creative, guys. If the FCL, if there's no space, okay, let's look into LCL, right? So we all dealt with it. So also, as you know, Worldwide Alliance, we have a good portion, a big part of our business is FCL, but our specialty is LCL, where we are number one. And that is where loyalty, I would say, loyalty and legacy actually pays off for you guys, for our customers. We have the organization in place to have space. We have the contacts with the carriers. We have been able to move a lot more cargo than we have ever done before. I think so far this year, our total volume has gone up with about 25%. And then you question, how is that? Just talking LCL, you question, how is that possible with all the space issues? But that is where an organization like us, like WWA, our priority is moving your cargo, and I think we've done a tremendous job at it, right? So it's not easy as a global organization to create space, because at the end we have about 2,500 weekly direct services that we operate, right? And overall, we offer about 60,000 products to all of you, to the freight forwarders in Colombia, to the freight forwarders in Brazil, to the freight forwarders in Vietnam, in Sweden, or wherever in the world. So we sell about 60,000 products, and a product for us is like a port pair, right? So we have that connection with our carriers. On top of that, most of our members, we own our warehouses, or we operate our warehouses. Unlike some of our competitors or smaller competitors, we have a big advantage as well, because our business is LCL. Our warehouses are full of LCL. We don't do any storage for other people like freight forwarders do, or sometimes the LCL is being pushed out by some of these other operators. But for us, our core business is LCL, and operating our own warehouses, actually, we decide what comes in and out. And as our core business is LCL, we allow that to happen. So I believe our turnover of cargo actually has been, compared to our competitors, has been excellent. And then obviously also we have the top technology. 80% of what we do, 80% of our transactions are LCL transactions. As a group, we do about 2 million shipments a year of LCL. So we also have our top technology, which basically also allows our staff to work efficiently at home. We have our systems in place, and that has helped us tremendously, and actually to continue giving that good service to all of you, basically. And I would say, why not? I think we're dealing with this the same as we were before the crisis, before the pandemic. And in those days we outperformed our competition, and I think even today again today we still outperform our competition. Basically, in closing, I just want to say we are here. We have been for you guys, with you guys. That is what we do. We've been there for you before in the good times or in the easier times. Obviously, we're here for you as well in the tough times. And that's basically it. I mean, they allowed me a few minutes, so maybe I took a little bit longer than expected. But in closing, I just want to say again, in name of all our members of WWA, in name of all our colleagues, and we have thousands of them that work within WWA all across the world, thanks. I just want to say thanks to all of you customers for believing in us, for believing in Mahe, for believing in WWA. It is, and it has been, and it will be a privilege to continue to serve you. And then just the last thing, I believe this is the second symposium conference you guys are organizing at Mahe. I truly hope that next year we can do the same. We can have a third one, but we can do it in one of your beautiful cities in Colombia, and we can, and that the opportunity, that we all have the opportunity to meet again, that we can have a drink together, that we can break some bread together, and that obviously that I have the privilege to meet all of you personally. I just want to say again, thanks. Thanks, Miguel. Thanks, Estefania.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks for your presentation, for all this information, these thoughts you are sharing with us. It's a huge honor for me, for us, to have you and Daniel opening our Congress, and definitely an honor for Mahe to belong to the Worldwide Alliance. Thanks a lot, Chris, and for sure we're going to meet again in the third version of our Congress. Please take care and well, see you soon.
Okay, thanks guys. Good luck.
Muchas gracias por llegar al final de este episodio. Esperamos que esta información sea muy valiosa para todos ustedes. No se olviden compartirla también con todos sus colegas, clientes y amigos. Y también recuerden que todo el equipo de Mahe Neutral Shipping está 100% disponible para resolver todas sus inquietudes y todos sus requerimientos en materia de transporte y logística de carga internacional. Nos veremos en un próximo episodio. Mi nombre es Miguel Beltrán y recuerden que somos Mahe. Nosotros nos hacemos cargo.